Hey, how we doing? Welcome to Geeks and Gamers Play, and the worst game of the year, Lord of the Rings Gollum, which was just atrocious in every single aspect. The only good thing about this game was the memes that came from it. Seriously, this game ended up being worse than Redfall. Keep that in mind, because that game was a piece of shit as well. So it looks like the studio behind this game is shutting down development on future video games. Now this is wild considering once this game came out and it was dog shit, they put out that really bad apology, which you probably forgot about because there's just been a sea of apologies for video games this year. They said that they were committed to creating more Lord of the Rings games in the future, and that looks like that is no longer the case. So, following the nothing short of a disastrous launch of Lord of the Rings Gollum, Daedalic Studio, I believe is how you pronounce it, it's German, I can't pronounce it, was forced to issue a public apology, but insisted it was still planning future Lord of the Rings games. It even picked up a subsidiary from the German Ministry of Economics to do so. It's safe to say that that won't be the case going forward. Now, the best thing about the apology, which we can see over here, was they called it the Lord of the Ring Gollum. Not Lord of the Rings, just the Lord of the Ring. That's how bad this fucking thing was. Even the apology was broken. So, it's sad news as the German publication Games Wirtschaft reveals that 25 employees at the studio will be laid off as the firm prepares to eradicate its development department. So, it's done, it's chalked, it's scrapped. Instead of making games, the studio will now focus on publishing, licensing, and marketing sales, and it will no longer make games in-house, which effectively means that the Lord of the Rings projects that were ongoing have now been effectively canned. And considering the state of this game, that's probably a good thing. Man, less shitty developers working on beloved IPs, the fucking better. Now, this comes as no surprise, as Lord of the Rings Gollum was basically the worst game released this decade so far. You can make an argument, in my opinion, riddled with bugs and glitches and ultimately falling flat on almost every single aspect imaginable. It wasn't even the first outing for the studio, which had been developing games since 2007, but it was by far the worst received one. It warranted a public apology, and honestly, there was no redeeming features whatsoever about the game. Yeah, and that was the apology over here. It was just god-awful, man. And here it is on Metacritic, sitting at a score of 34 on PlayStation 5 with a 1.1 user score. Holy crap, this game was a disaster. This game was so bad, it killed the studio. Now, you tell me how you feel about this in the comment section down below, and be sure to subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Play, and I'll see you all in the next video.